So your best friend's finally fallen in love and you couldn't be happier in a I hope they break up kind of way. But yeah, one day you're shopping with your BFF and then all of a sudden, tack, right in the liver they disappear. You've been dumped by your best friend, baby, and you feel hurt, sad, maybe even a little bit itchy. Some people have sensitive skins, huh? That's why today on Nadia G's Bitchin' Kitchen, we're gonna be cooking up a catch-up meal so you and your love-struck pal can finally spend some quality time together. Smashed. For our appetizer, we're making crispy, deep-fried giardiniera, AKA Italian pickles. For the main, a juicy Philly cheesesteak sandwich smothered in a creamy cheese sauce. And for dessert, mouth-watering almond pear tarts. The spice agent reports on MSG. Ooh.
A very controversial spice today. Can you handle me?
Not without surgical gloves. Panos gives us the goods on juicy ribeye.
Friends, schmens, beef blood is thicker than water, bro.
Hans yaps about almond paste.
Insert Hans' intro here.
I forgot to give him his line. You're watching Nadia G's Bitchin' Kitchen. Hitched and ditched. At some point, your best friend is gonna hook up, unless they're really unattractive. And after they hook up, they're gonna shack up, unless, as I mentioned, they're extremely unattractive. Let's try this again. So your best friend's smitten, and now all of a sudden, she's spending all her time with Johnny Schnuggabits. But why is it that when people fall in love, they have to spend every waking moment with that person? So what if Johnny Schnuggabits is hilarious, gorgeous, and can shtup all tantric all day? You have Bitchin' Kitchen reruns on the DVR, so let's get cooking. We'll start with our deep-fried, crispy giardiniera, Italian pickled vegetables. First things first, we're gonna make some tempura. Here I got 1 egg yolk in a bowl. Throw in 2/3 of a cup of ice water. Colder the water, the crisper the tempura. Mix it up. Dry ingredients. In another bowl, add 1/2 cup of unbleached all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of rice flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. Mix it up. Now, mix the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients and mix some more. You want it to be slightly lumpy. Over-mixing will make it less crispy. Good. Here, I've got some classic Italian spicy giardiniera. Now, you can find this at most grocery stores or an Italian specialty shop. Pickled vegetables, they're delicious. You've got carrots, cucumbers, cauliflower, hot pepper, celery, and ooh, look, an empty space where your friendship and happiness used to be. We'll just drain it, because we're gonna be frying it. You don't want it to schwitz everywhere. Back to our batter. In goes 1½ tablespoons of ebi fumi furikake. This Japanese rice seasoning is the best. Mix it in. While I dip these vegetables in our tempura mixture, here's the spice agent with this ebi fumi furikake report.
Thank you, Nadia. Ebi fumi furikake is an umami flavor combination of sesame seeds, dried shrimp, potato starchy seaweed, sugar, salt, dried eggs, and MSG. Nadia, many people think that MSG is a dirty word and that I'm 6 foot tall, but it's not true. I'm 5'8". I wear the Nike Shocks. You know, according to food expert Harold McGee, there's no positive proof that MSG is actually bad for you. In fact, monosodium glutamate is found naturally in parmesan, aged beef, mushrooms, and many cheapy snacks. Wallak, I love cheapy snacks. Mr. McGee also claims that the Chinese restaurant syndrome we all associate with having the MSG is actually psychosomatic. I looked that word up, Nadia. It means a physical disorder influenced by emotional factors. Wallak, I love the dictionary. You know, it's kind of like how everybody is suddenly allergic to gluten or started wearing their mother's sunglasses. Damn you, hipsters. Damn you. So don't be afraid of MSG. Without it, there's no umami. That fifth magical savory flavor that no one can really describe. And don't be like me. When Nadia, she sent me text message telling me she want me to do MSG, I think she wanted massage. Because Asian food is not really big in Ranana. But massage is.
Thanks,
כי יחזקאל מזרחי.
When we get back, we're gonna deep fry this giardiniera nice and crispy, get started on a juicy Philly cheesesteak, and sing a breakup song. A best friend breakup song. Because you suck, Gina. We used to be close. Stay hungry. Welcome back to Hitched and Ditched. Man, when your best friend ditches you for a lover, it's a breakup of sorts. And every breakup needs a song. Remember when we'd head to bars and get in fights, when that ingrown hair gave you a fright, when you told my ex that I slept at yours, when you hurled absinthe on my floor. But now you're gone, you're with him every day. I act like nothing's wrong, but I told him you're gay. We were so close, there's nothing we wouldn't do. Now you spend your days with that twit you call boo, and I never see your face no more. I liked you better when you were out. Fry these suckers up in 375-degree canola oil for about a minute until golden, crispy, and puffed. Ooh. And drain them on a wire rack. Well, you can also use paper towels there. I'm not the boss of you. Well, I'm the boss of some of you. Not all of you. Let's plate this dish. Grab some of this gorgeous giardiniera and scaff it in a basket. And sprinkle on some black sesame seeds for drama. Woo! The crispy tempura exterior, our crunchy, spicy, tangy vegetables, and you really taste that ebi fumi furikake. Little bit of sesame seed, the dried shrimp, seaweeds. For the main, we're making a juicy Philly cheesesteak sandwich smothered in a creamy smoked cheese sauce. Because nothing says, ooh, you have a boyfriend now. You can't go out because you're too busy hiking with Francois, like Philly cheesesteak, okay? Trust me, I'm a professional. We'll start with our cheese sauce. Heat a pot on medium-low. And we're gonna make a light roux. So a 1/4 cup of unsalted butter. And let that melt. Now add a 1/4 cup of flour. And keep whisking for a couple of minutes until you get a light roux. In goes 2 cups of evaporated milk. You could also use regular milk. And stir constantly until it thickens. A couple of minutes will do it. Now we've got a bechamel sauce. Time to throw in the cheese. 1 cup of grated smoked Gruyere.
That's really.
Keep stirring until it melts. Now, what I love about this recipe is that it's a great basic cheese sauce. If you don't want to use smoked Gruyere, go for some aged cheddar. You could use Gorgonzola or sharp provolone. In fact, provolone is the traditional cheese used in a Philly cheesesteak. Well, that and melted plastic. Take it off the heat. Now we're gonna make our steak. In a wok, heat 2 tablespoons of canola oil on medium-high. Throw in 1 thinly sliced Spanish onion and a thinly sliced green pepper. You want to cook this for about 10-12 minutes until you get some nice blistering on the peppers. Oh, what a smell, the green peppers and onions. Just want to put your face in it. Oh. Here I got 1 pound of ribeye steak, sliced nice and thin. Throw it in. And shuffle the meat around until it's cooked to your liking. That's what's amazing about sliced steak. Is you can see when it's cooked to your liking. While I cook this to my liking, here's Panos with more on ribeye.
Ah, Nads. I know it's hard when your friend abandons you for a new sweetheart, but it's normal for couples to spend all their time together at the beginning. In Greek, we refer to this as glikes, crazy love. Bro, when I first met my wife, I was so blinded by love, I didn't even notice that I hated her. Nah, so don't worry about it. Your friend will eventually snap out of it and come around, huh? Especially if you're serving up a ribeye Philly cheesesteak, bro. Bro, ribeye is one of the best boneless cuts there is for steaks. Like the name says, it comes from the rib portion of the steer, the parts that's known as prime rib when the bones are left on. All that marbling keeps the steak juicy. Pure Speck.
Thanks, Panos. When we get back, we're gonna finish this Philly cheesesteak and talk a little bit about how friends change when they fall in love. You got boring, Gina. Be where I go out for coffee. Yeah, okay. And we're back. Today on Bitchin' Kitchen, we're yapping about your best friend ditching you for a new lover. But at a certain point, you just have to accept that they've reached a different stage in life. Marriage, kids, and death. And since they're gonna die soon, you need to find a new friend, man. So where do you look? No, I'm asking. I have no friends left. I get a bit weird at night, start talking politics. I know nothing about politics. Foam at the mouth a bit. Look at this gorgeous steak. Beautiful peppers and onions. We're gonna season it. Little bit of sea salt, peps. Drizzle with extra virgin olive oil. Couple of drops of white vinegar. And dried oregano. Let's plate this dish. Grab a hoagie roll and stuff it full of meat. I can't wait to eat this. Smother it with our smoky, creamy cheese sauce. So jealous. Now, this sandwich is so amazing. Close it up, throw a couple of potato chips on the side, and that's it. Bon appetit. Yes. Oh, this is the best sandwich ever. You got this juicy steak, a little bit of the vinegar to contrast the greasy goodness, delicious peppers and onions, and this smoky, creamy Gruyere sauce. You know what it reminds me of? Making the Maxim Hot 100 list. Number 96 over here. You know, this is the definitive list of hotness, huh? The one scholars use when settling debates on hotness. For dessert, we're making almond pear tartelettes, small tarts. Now, almonds and pears are meant to be together, like chocolate and oranges, or cotton candy and poppers. First things first, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Here I've got 4 Bosque pears. You want to peel them, core them, and slice them a 1/4 inch thin using a mandolin. You can also slice them by hand. What do I care? Ah! Just kidding. Perfect. Here I got a pan, heat it on medium, and melt 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Once the butter is nice and hot, we'll throw in our pears. Add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and a big pinch of cinnamon. Now what you want to do is cook this for 10-12 minutes until you get some nice caramelization on the pears. At the halfway point, flip them over. Speaking of flipping, maybe you're the one who's all infatuated and abandoned your friend. Shame on you. Shame. Here are the top 3 signs you're a nerd. Number 1, you spend your days texting, "You're so cute, no, you're so cute." Look, you're both 7s at best. Trust. Maxim Hot 100, number 96 over here. I know these things.
Stephen Colbert beat you. He's not even a woman.
Shut it. Number 2, you'd rather stay in and snuggle with the love of your life instead of trekking out to a dive bar packed with desperate singles. Loser. Number 3, you eat cake. Now, we gonna deglaze these pears with 2 tablespoons. Now, we're gonna deglaze these pears with 2 tablespoons of pear brandy. Set it on fire. lot of flame. And let it cool slightly. When we get back, we're gonna finish these almond pear tartelettes, so stay bitchin'. How much longer I gotta keep up this Italian accent, huh? Now I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're dating my best friend, I won't like you. Straight up. You know why? Because you're turning my friend into a boring nerd. All of a sudden, Gina's inviting me over to watch the big game. Get out of here. The only sport I ever saw Gina get into was a 5 a.m. truth or dare session that involved an 8-volt battery and a houseplant. Granted, very athletic, but the playoffs is pushing it, no? What I like to do in these cases is decline with a polite, yeah, you gotta nip these crappy invites in the bud, or before you know it, you'll be sucked into all kinds of boring couple activities, like coffee dates or baptisms. We'll start with our almond crust. In a food processor, add 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of almond meal, basically crushed almonds. You can pulverize them yourself if you want. 1/4 cup of sugar, and 1/3 cup of cold butter, AKA butter bits. Pulse until the butter's well incorporated. Add 1 egg and stare at it. Pulse again. Keep pulsing till it forms a ball. It takes about a minute. Dust a clean surface with flour and knead it for about a minute. Wrap it up and pop it in the fridge for half an hour. I got some ready to go. We're gonna cut it in 4 and then roll it 1/8 of an inch thin. Some on the rolling pin over here. Good. Here I've got some almond paste. Tastes like marzipan. What I've done is rolled it out 1/8 of an inch thin as well. Place 1 layer on top of our almond crust, and then using a mini tart mold, just cut around, making it 1 inch larger than the mold. And into the mold it goes, pressing it down delicately. Ding! I'm gonna finish molding these crusts. Here's Hans with more on almond paste.
Miss G, almond paste is made from blanched ground almonds and sugar. Although it's similar to marzipan, almond paste is less sweet, which is a good thing if you're worried about your carb intake when stuffing your face full of buttery pie. But at least there's fruit, drenched in liquor and sugar. Sorry I'm not more peppy about this pie, but the way I see it is, if your best friend dissed you so easily, they're not worth the calories. I mean, we all die alone anyways, so you might as well die alone and ripped.
Thanks, Hans. Grab these pears and scaff them in the crusts in a circular motion. These look so good. Bake at 350 for about half an hour. These look amazing. We're gonna let them cool for 5 minutes, then out of the molds they go, and we're gonna put them on a cooling rack for up to an hour. But me, I'm gonna scoff them right away, because I'm mildly depressed. The tart pear's a little bit sweet from that caramelization. You taste a little bit of that pear liquor. And this crust with the almond paste, it's fantastic. Today on Nadia G's Bitchin' Kitchen, we cooked up a BFF catch-up meal because Gina's been acting like a ever since she's been dating that. But look on the bright side, your bestie is madly in love, and soon enough, they'll settle into routine, breeding contempt. And poof, you'll have your bitter BFF back. Alla prossima!